The Galactic Dominion was vast, spanning thousands of star systems, subjugating countless species under its iron rule. To them, Earth was just another backwater planet, a minor conquest to expand their empire. The humans. Weak. Primitive. Divided. They thought it would be an easy victory. They were wrong. The skies above Earth darkened as the Dominion's fleet entered orbit. Massive warships, each the size of a city, blotted out the stars. The Grand Imperator himself, Zolzerath, observed the planet from his command throne aboard the Eternal Supremacy. Another insignificant world, he sneered, his mandibles clicking in amusement. Send the broadcast. A holographic transmission was sent to every major human nation. The Imperator's towering form appeared on every screen, his black and gold war armor gleaming under the dim light of his throne room. His voice boomed with absolute authority. Humans of Earth, you stand before the Galactic Dominion. You will submit, as all others have before you. Resistance is futile. You will be given a choice: surrender and become servants of the Dominion, or be eradicated. You have one planetary cycle to comply. Silence followed. Then, a reply came. It wasn't from a desperate leader begging for mercy. It wasn't a frightened plea. It was a laugh. The reply was transmitted back to the Dominion's flagship. A single human general appeared on the holo display. He was older, battle-scarred, with piercing steel-gray eyes. A smirk played on his lips as he leaned forward. "Let me get this straight," he said, his voice carrying an amused edge. "You think we're going to roll over because you barked at us?" Cued. Zolzerath's mandibles tightened in irritation. "You misunderstand. This is not a negotiation. This is a statement of fact." The general chuckled. "Oh, we understand just fine. You've conquered weaker species, sure. But you've never faced us. You see, humans don't just fight wars. We win them." Zolzerath scoffed. "You are an insignificant species, clinging to a single planet. Your technology is centuries behind. What could you possibly?" The Dominion fleet's sensors lit up with hundreds of alerts. Weapons locked. Shields flaring. Something was wrong. "Sir." A Dominion officer turned, his bioluminescent eyes wide with shock. They're firing first. The humans had not waited. No desperate pleas. No last-minute surrender. Instead, Earth's combined military forces had launched an overwhelming counterattack. And they weren't aiming for the small ships. They targeted the flagships. Zolzerath had expected a pathetic display of resistance. A few outdated missiles. Perhaps some primitive attempts at space combat. What he got was total war. Human railguns, traveling at near relativistic speeds, shredded Dominion hulls like paper. Orbital defense cannons, hidden within deep-sea bunkers, launched tungsten rods that turned battleships into fireballs. AI-controlled drones, swarming in coordinated attacks, tore through enemy fighters. And then came the human warships. They weren't sleek. They weren't elegant. But they were brutal. Massive, armored behemoths, bristling with weaponry, surged into the Dominion formation. They moved with terrifying precision, each shot calculated, each maneuver relentless. The UNS Behemoth, Earth's largest dreadnought, rammed into a Dominion battle cruiser, carving it in half with sheer kinetic force. The Dominion forces were experienced conquerors. But they had never fought a species that had spent its entire existence perfecting the art of war. For every human ship destroyed, 10 Dominion vessels burned. For every soldier lost, 100 aliens fell. And then, as if the sheer brutality of the battle wasn't enough, the humans did something even worse. They boarded. Dominion soldiers, genetically superior, physically stronger, and highly trained, should have been able to handle ground combat with ease. But humans fought dirty. They used guerrilla tactics, traps, explosives. They fought with an efficiency and ferocity that shook the Dominion to its core. A single human marine, outgunned and outnumbered, still managed to take out an entire Dominion squad before going down. They didn't fear death. They embraced it. Zolzareth watched in horror as his empire's mighty fleet burned. His warriors, once the terror of the galaxy, were being slaughtered. This is impossible," he whispered. The hollow screen flickered again. The human general reappeared. This time, there was no smirk. No amusement. Only cold, unwavering determination. "You picked the wrong species to underestimate," he said. "We don't just survive, we conquer." Zolzareth's mandibles trembled. For the first time in his life, he knew fear. And then, in a final act of defiance, the humans did what no species had ever dared. They didn't just repel the Dominion. They followed them home. Within weeks, the once mighty empire lay in ruins. Human warships tore through their core worlds, shattering entire fleets. The Galactic Dominion, an empire that had stood for millennia, was reduced to ashes. Zolzareth's final transmission was intercepted by his enemies. His last words, spoken in disbelief, would echo across the stars for centuries. "They are not prey. They are predators." With the Dominion gone, a new power rose in the galaxy. Not conquerors. Not oppressors. Humans. They didn't enslave the other species. They didn't demand tribute. They offered allies a choice: stand with them, fight beside them, and together, they would ensure that no empire would ever threaten the free races of the galaxy again. And thus, the legend of humanity spread across the stars. Not as victims. Not as prey. But as the ones you never wanted to make your enemy.